You know that feeling when you're so aware that there's something off in the way you show up in relationships? And you tell yourself that this is just how I am. But what if it's actually just how you learn to survive? The truth is, your attachment style, which is the way you connect, protect, cling, distance, or self abandon, was shaped way before your first situationship or heartbreak. Consider it as your nervous system's best attempt at love, safety, and connection, at least currently. And healing your attachment style doesn't just mean being in a healthy relationship. It also means that you finally get to feel safe in your own skin. It's your nervous system's current best attempt at safety, love, and connection. But the good news? It's not permanent. This video is for everyone who is tired of calling anxiety love, or those who fear that they're too much or not enough to be truly loved. So let's get into the real talk of how you can heal your attachment style. And not in a clinical, complicated way, but in a deeply human one. Because you're not broken, you've just been wired for protection. And now it's simply time to rewire it. And listen, this is not about blaming your parents, your ex, or the apps. It's not about sitting in your childhood wounds forever. It's about getting radically honest with yourself. How do you show up when you feel like you're getting abandoned? How do you act when you feel things are too good to be true? And how much have you settled for just to feel a little less lonely? Because here's the thing, healing your attachment style doesn't mean that you become chill or emotionless. This is the difference between reacting from fear and responding from self trust. Also, you might think that you're drawn to a type. We're often drawn to familiar nervous system dynamics, not compatibility. And until we heal the blueprint, we keep calling in the same life lessons but in different packaging. But once you start doing this work for real, things shift. You stop chasing people who aren't emotionally available. You stop begging for others' people's approval. You stop over explaining yourself. You stop thinking that you're too much for wanting some clarity and consistency. You start realizing that real intimacy doesn't require performance. So if you're stuck in an emotional chaos where you want something solid but you're settling for scraps, this one's for you. Let's talk about what healing your attachment style looks like and how it does make your relationships better, but how it also changes the way you see yourself. So, what is an attachment style? Your attachment style is basically an emotional blueprint. It's how you learn to give and receive love, handle closeness, seek safety without even realizing it. This is not just some personality test, it's basically the foundation of every relationship you have had. So, where does your attachment style come from if not from you? It basically comes from your childhood, way before you had the language to express what you needed. It's shaped by how people closest to you, usually your caregivers, responded to you when you were in need, when you were upset or scared. But attachment styles are not fixed identities. They're coping strategies and they can be changed. Let's also understand why you keep repeating the same relationship dynamics. Have you ever found yourself dating the same person but in a different body? Or having the same feelings of always being too much or always being not enough? You're not alone, and also you're not broken. You're not attracting the wrong people because you're flawed or unlucky in love or doomed. No, that's not it. You're repeating patterns because your nervous system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. Seek what's familiar, not necessarily what's good. Because we don't fall into what's healthy for us, we fall into what's familiar. If chaos felt like love growing up, or if emotional distance is something that you're used to, or if you receiving affection came with conditions, then anything that is consistent, calm, emotionally available might actually feel foreign to you or even boring. And not because it actually is, but because your nervous system doesn't see it as safe. So, what happens? You constantly gravitate towards people who trigger the same emotional blueprint you learned in childhood. It's not logical, it's emotional patterning. This is your body trying to close an old loop. It's trying to find a resolution in the same scene that once wounded it. At some point, you have to ask yourself, is this love? Or is this what I've been taught that love looks like? Anxious people tend to spiral a lot. They obsess over why didn't someone respond immediately, and they read into every single details to find clues how someone else feels. Because somewhere underneath you feel your worth depends on how someone treats you. And it is so exhausting, right? Running a constant loop of why did they say that? Why haven't they called? Did I say too much? Should I not have said that? The constant craving to be seen or chosen, it hijacks your present. It makes you hyper vigilant and emotionally drained. So, if you want better relationships and less emotional chaos in your life, you have to do the work. And here's how you get started, no sugarcoating. The first step is to get real with yourself. Spot the pattern, no excuses. Notice when you're acting out of the old stuff. obsessing over texts, freaking out when they don't reply. This is your brain stuck on repeat. Be brutally honest with yourself. What's going on here? Is it fear of being left out? Is it fear of being lonely? Is it fear of being too much? Naming the crap is the only way you can stop it from running the show. This is your starting line. The second step is to calm your nervous system down. When you're spiraling, your body is on high alert. It feels like you're facing a bear rather than waiting for a text reply. So relax. No, but seriously relax. Use your breath to center yourself back. Take deep, slow breaths like your life depends on it because your peace does. Journal out the junk in your head. Don't edit it, just dump it. Or move your body, stretch, walk, do whatever it takes to stop your brain from running crazy. This is your first line of defense against emotional meltdown. The third step is to be your own damn parent and give yourself the love that you deserve because nobody else is coming to fix your broken wiring. It's on you. So get in there and comfort that scared kid inside you. Say the things to yourself that you needed to hear when you felt alone. Say that you're safe. Say that you're worthy, that you don't have to beg for love. This is you taking your power back. So you do not crumble every time someone flakes or either pulls away. You can hold yourself. Step 4, you communicate your needs with clarity, not fear. It's so tempting to bury your needs. You think that they'll magically be met if you say nothing. But you're basically fostering confusion and frustration for both of you. You have to learn to ask for what you want clearly, respectfully. This is not selfish, this is self respect. When you're communicating clearly, you're basically giving that person a chance to meet you there or showing you that they cannot. Either way, it's a win. Step 5, practice, practice, practice. Use your safe relationships, friendships, therapy, coaching to practice new ways of relating. Because your brain learns by doing, not just thinking. They become your personal training gyms, a place to practice trust, vulnerability, and connection. You experiment with new ways of loving and being loved back. And the best part, you start attracting people who get you. And not because you've fixed yourself, it's because you're showing up authentically. So, bottom line, your attachment style does not define your love story. You do. Every step you take towards awareness and conscious connection rewires that script. But in the heart of all of this, you have to remember that you are worthy of safe, secure, and soul level love. The kind of love that feels like exhale, not like you're trying out for a role that you already deserve. This isn't about becoming someone else to be loved. This is about becoming more of yourself and realizing that the right people will meet you there. Honestly, some days you will feel like you're actually making progress, and the other days you'll wonder if you've actually healed anything. And you know what? That's normal because this isn't a straight line. It's more like a spiral staircase. You will circle back, but each time with more strength, more tools, more awareness. This is a space where we get it because we're all in this messy middle somewhere figuring it out together. So if this video hit home for you today and if you saw a version of yourself, then drop a comment, share your story, let it out. Say what you have never said out loud. Your voice might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. I hope my content is helping you in some way. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.